Looking for the perfect podcast for your drive? Tune into A Cup of History. We release new episodes 4 times a week on podcasts and twice a week on YouTube. Subscribe now and learn something new while you're on the go. Alright guys, I'm curious. McDonald's is so big and successful, but they must have faced some challenges along the way, right?
Absolutely, Chris. No company becomes that large without facing a few bumps in the road. One of the biggest challenges McDonald's has faced is criticism over the health impact of its food.
Exactly. Back in the early 2000s, McDonald's faced a lot of public backlash over the growing obesity epidemic, especially in the United States. People were pointing fingers at fast food chains like McDonald's, saying their food was contributing to the problem.
That's understandable. Fast food isn't exactly known for being healthy, right?
Yeah, you're right. McDonald's menu was largely made up of high-calorie, high-fat foods like burgers, fries, and sugary drinks. This really hurt their image for a while.
In response, McDonald's made some big changes. They started adding healthier options like salads, fruit, and oatmeal to the menu. They also launched campaigns to promote balanced eating and more transparency around the nutritional information of their food.
I remember seeing ads for their salads and fruit. So they really worked to improve their reputation, huh?
Exactly. They also reduced portion sizes on some of their more indulgent menu items, and introduced Happy Meals with healthier sides like apple slices and milk instead of just fries and soda.
And it wasn't just about the food. McDonald's also changed their practices behind the scenes. For example, they stopped using trans fats in their cooking oil, which was a huge step toward offering healthier meals.
That's pretty impressive. It sounds like they really put in the effort to make those changes.
They did, but it wasn't easy. Even with the healthier menu items, they were still known as a fast food chain, and changing that perception took time. But McDonald's continued to evolve.
Another challenge McDonald's faced was their image in terms of labor practices. In recent years, there's been a lot of talk about the wages of fast food workers and the working conditions at McDonald's.
Oh yeah, I've heard about those Fight for $15 protests where workers were demanding higher wages. Did McDonald's respond to that?
Yes, they did. The protests definitely put pressure on the company. In 2015, McDonald's announced that they would raise wages for employees at company-owned restaurants. But since many McDonald's locations are franchises, those franchisees set their own wages.
It's a complex issue. While McDonald's has made improvements, there are still ongoing debates about fair pay and the treatment of workers in the fast food industry.
So even though they've made some changes, there are still challenges when it comes to labor issues.
Yes, it's an ongoing challenge, Chris. McDonald's is a massive employer with millions of workers globally, so these issues are always on their radar.
And that's not all. McDonald's has also faced legal battles. For instance, they've been sued over things like misleading advertising and even the infamous hot coffee lawsuit.
The hot coffee lawsuit? What's that about?
It's one of the most well-known legal cases. In 1992, a woman spilled extremely hot McDonald's coffee on herself and suffered third-degree burns. She sued McDonald's, claiming the coffee was dangerously hot, and won a settlement. That case sparked a huge debate about corporate responsibility.
Wow, I didn't realize that case was such a big deal. It sounds like McDonald's has had to face a lot of different challenges from all sides.
Definitely. But despite the obstacles, McDonald's has continued to thrive. They've adapted, learned from their mistakes, and kept pushing forward.
Yeah, they're constantly evolving. In recent years, McDonald's has also focused on technology. They introduced self-service kiosks, mobile ordering, and even delivery through partnerships with companies like Uber Eats and DoorDash.
I've seen those kiosks. They make ordering a lot faster. So they're really embracing technology to stay competitive?
Exactly. The fast food landscape is always changing, and McDonald's has done a good job of keeping up with those changes. Their ability to adapt is a huge part of why they've stayed on top for so long.
It sounds like McDonald's has had its fair share of challenges, but they've always found a way to come out on top. That's pretty impressive.
It is! And next time we can dive into how McDonald's has managed to remain such a cultural icon, from its advertising to the famous Happy Meals.
I'm looking forward to it. Thanks again, guys. Jesse and Emily, I've heard you mention McDonald's as a cultural icon. I'm curious, what exactly does that mean? How did they manage to become so ingrained in popular culture?
Great question, Chris. When we talk about McDonald's as a cultural icon, we're referring to how the brand has transcended being just a fast food chain and has become a part of everyday life. A big part of that success comes from their advertising and marketing strategies.
Exactly. McDonald's has been very smart with its branding. They've used mascots, catchy jingles, and slogans that stick with people. Who doesn't know Ronald McDonald? Or the slogan, "I'm lovin' it."
Yeah, I remember seeing Ronald McDonald everywhere when I was a kid. He was like the face of the company.
That's right. Ronald McDonald was introduced in 1963 and became one of the most recognized mascots in the world. He was part of McDonald's strategy to market to families, especially children.
And don't forget the Happy Meal, Chris. That was introduced in 1979 and was a game changer for McDonald's. The toy included with the meal made it incredibly popular with kids, and it created a whole new experience around going to McDonald's.
Oh yeah, I remember always begging my parents to take me to McDonald's for the Happy Meal toys. It was like a reward.
Exactly, and that's what made it brilliant. The Happy Meal wasn't just about the food, it was about the experience, and kids felt like they were getting something special. And let's not forget, McDonald's has collaborated with big franchises for the toys, like Disney, Transformers, and even Pokemon.
That makes sense. I remember collecting those toys when certain movies came out.
And it wasn't just about kids, Chris. McDonald's also made a huge impact through their sports sponsorships. They've sponsored major events like the Olympics and the FIFA World Cup, which brought them even more global recognition.
Right. And their marketing strategies weren't just limited to sports. They were early adopters of using celebrities in their ads. For example, in the 1990s, they teamed up with basketball star Michael Jordan to promote their meals.
Wow, so they really worked hard to appeal to all types of audiences, from kids to sports fans.
Exactly. That broad appeal helped McDonald's maintain its cultural relevance for decades. And their famous jingles, like "You deserve a break today," were designed to resonate with families who were looking for an easy, affordable meal.
You deserve a break today. I've definitely heard that one. So it's all these strategies that help them become more than just a place to grab a burger?
Yes, Chris. And McDonald's has always been aware of changing trends. For example, in recent years, they've adapted to the rise of social media by creating online campaigns and engaging with younger audiences through platforms like Instagram and TikTok.
And let's not forget the McDonald's app. They've embraced mobile technology, allowing customers to order through the app, collect loyalty points, and even receive exclusive deals.
So they've really kept up with the times. It sounds like their ability to evolve is what's kept them so successful.
Exactly. And part of their evolution has been acknowledging the shift toward healthier eating. They've promoted their healthier menu items through marketing campaigns focused on balanced diets and wellness.
And another interesting point is how McDonald's has also been a symbol of globalization. The Golden Arches are seen as a representation of Western culture spreading worldwide. In fact, there's something called the Big Mac Index, which compares the price of a Big Mac across different countries as a way to gauge the purchasing power of currencies.
I've actually heard of that. The Big Mac Index is like a fun, informal way of understanding global economics.
That's right. So whether it's through advertising, food, or even economics, McDonald's has had a huge influence on global culture.
And speaking of their influence, there's also been a lot of discussion about the concept of McDonaldization. This is a term used to describe how principles of fast food, like efficiency and predictability, have influenced other industries, from retail to education.
Wow, I didn't realize McDonald's had such a widespread impact beyond just food.
It really has. And while some people criticize the spread of McDonaldization for creating a more homogenized world, others see it as a reflection of modern efficiency and convenience.
It's amazing to think about how much McDonald's has shaped the world we live in today, from how we eat to how we shop.
Definitely. And even though they've had their ups and downs, McDonald's continues to be a cultural and business powerhouse.
I've learned so much from these conversations. I had no idea McDonald's had such a fascinating history and impact on the world.
It's pretty incredible, right? From humble beginnings to becoming a global phenomenon, McDonald's has certainly earned its place in history.
And the story isn't over yet, Chris. McDonald's is constantly evolving and finding new ways to stay relevant in an ever-changing world.
Thanks so much for taking me on this journey through McDonald's history. I'm going to think about my next Big Mac a little differently now. Thanks for listening. Don't forget, we release new episodes 4 times a week on podcasts and twice a week on YouTube. Subscribe now and keep learning something new, even on the go.